almost every police group. And what he's done to the black population is horrible, including the fact that for 10 years he called them super predators. We can't, in the 1990s, we can't forget that. Super predators was his name, and he called it to them for 10, and they've taken great offense at it, and now they see it happening. But when they see what I did for criminal justice reform and for the historically black colleges and universities, where I funded them and got them all funded, and the opportunity zones with Tim, as you know, Tim Scott was incredible. He did a great job. Great senator from South Carolina. He came to me with the idea, and it was a great idea. It's one of the most successful economic development acts ever in the country, opportunity zones. And the biggest beneficiary are blacks. And that's why we have the best numbers with that in maybe ever. They're saying ever. I read this morning where ever, the best numbers. He's lost much of the black population because he's done a horrible job for black people. He's also done a horrible job for Hispanics. But when do you see these millions of people pouring into our country, and they're going to take the jobs, and it's already started, and you haven't seen anything yet? It's a disaster.
And like you said in the last statement, screw the white people.
Left. President Trump, will you take any action as president to slow the climate crisis?
So I want absolutely immaculate clean water, and I want absolutely clean air, and we had it. We had H2O. We had the best numbers ever, and we were using all forms of energy, all forms, everything. And yet, during my 4 years, I had the best environmental numbers ever. And my top environmental people gave me that statistic just before I walked on the stage, actually.
I don't know where the hell he's been. The idea.
We don't know where you've been.
He said it's true.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I passed the most
at Camp Davis
most extensive climate change legislation
practicing.
In history.
That's where you've been.
We find ourselves, and by the way, black colleges. I came up with $15 billion for HBCUs, historic black universities.
Trump didn't need to prep.
Because they don't.
You did.
They don't have.
And you're still screwing up.
Contributors that they have to build these laboratories and the like. Any black student is capable in college of doing any white student can do. They just don't have the money. But now they'll be able to get those jobs in high tech. We're in a situation where the idea that he is claiming to have done something to have cleanest water. He hadn't done a damn thing for the environment. He pulled out of the Paris Peace Accord, Climate Accord. I immediately joined it because if we reach 1.5 degrees Celsius at any one point, there's no way back. The only existential threat to humanity is climate change, and he didn't do a damn thing about it. He wants to undo all that I've done.
The Paris Accord was going to cost us $1 trillion, and China nothing, and Russia nothing, and India nothing. It was a ripoff of the United States. And I ended it because I didn't want to waste that money because they treat us horribly. We were the only ones. It was costing us money. Nobody else was paying into it. And it was a disaster. But everything that he said just now, I'll give you an example. I heard him say before insulin. I'm the one that got the insulin down for the seniors. I took care of the seniors. What he's doing is destroying all of our medical programs because the migrants coming in, they want everybody. And look, I have the
yes, he is. That's why I have no insurance.
And I want to take care of people. But we're destroying our country. They're taking over our schools, our hospitals.
Recently got dropped because of that.
He is destroying Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
The idea is that we, in fact, we're not members of the Paris Accord.
Those medicines running out.
How can we do anything? We've not able to. The United States can't get us under control. One of the largest polluters in the world.
Better take a break, give them another shot.
We're making significant progress. By 2035, we will have cut pollution in half. We have made significant progress, and we're continuing to make progress. We set up a climate corps where thousands of young people will learn how to deal with climate, just like the Peace Corps. And we're moving in directions that are going to significantly change the elements of cause of pollution. But the idea that he claims that he has the biggest heart up here and he's really concerned about pollution and about climate.
He does have the biggest heart.
I've not seen any indication of that. And by the way, with regard to
not like them idiots from the
drugs,
the View
company agreed that they would reduce the price to $35.
They probably think you're doing a great job right now.
Voluntarily. I made sure every company in the world, every
I don't watch The
View,
View.
cannot
it's
have
a scumbag show.
And by the way,
So every day, millions of Americans struggle just to make ends meet. For many older Americans, Social Security provides
That's
a critical
me.
lifeline. President Biden, if nothing is done to Social Security, seniors will see their benefits cut in just over 10 years. Will you name tonight one specific step that you're willing to take to keep Social Security solvent?
Yes, make the very wealthy begin to pay their fair share.
Yeah, okay.
Right now,
That's why they're not.
everybody making under $170,000 pays 6% of their income, of their paycheck, every single time they get a paycheck from the time the first one they get when they're 18 years old. The idea that they're going to, I would propose.
I bet you got plenty of money, Joe.
They pay, the millionaires pay 1%. 1%. So no one I would not raise the cost of Social Security for anybody under $400,000. After that, I began to make the wealthy begin to pay their fair share by increasing from 1% beyond.
That's why the wealthy are getting
guaranteed
rich.
Program for life.
Oh,
So you still have 82 seconds left. Are there any other measures that you think that would be able to help keep Social Security solvent, or is that one enough?
Well, no, that one enough will keep it solvent. But the biggest thing will do if we defeat this man, because he wants to get rid of Social Security.
He doesn't
thinks
want to
there's
get rid of
plenty
it.
to cut in Social Security.
You idiot.
He wanted to cut Social Security.
He wants to
and
get rid of
Medicare
you.
both times. And that's what, and if you look at the program put forward by the House Republican caucus that he, I believe, supports, is in fact want to cut it as well. The idea that we don't need to protect our seniors is ridiculous. And by the way, the American public has greater health care coverage today than ever before. And
Yeah,
amazing,
okay.
as I said,
That's why I
there are
have no
circumstances
health care.
where 400,000 people, 40 million people.
I can't
do
even
not
get
have
to
insurance because they have a
go to the
pre-existing
doctors
condition.
because I don't
What
have
allows
any.
them to have that insurance is the fact
Because
that
of
they,
you
in
and your
fact, are part of the
your
ACA.
scumbag
And by
migrants.
the way, the other thing is, we're in a situation where we talk about education for black communities. I've raised the amount of money for Pell Grants, another $8,000.
For Pell Grants? What the hell is a Pell Grant?
$70,000 a year are going to be able to get $15,000 towards the tuition. He just doesn't know what he's talking about.
What's a Pell Grant?
So I've dealt with politicians all my life. I've been on this side of the equation for the last 8 years. I've never seen anybody lie like this guy. He lies. I've never seen it. He can look you in the face. So many other things too. And we mentioned.
And
the
he is
laptop.
lying,
We
'cause
mentioned
I have no
Russia,
insurance.
Russia, Ukraine. Everything
And I'm a
he does
senior.
is a lie. It's misinformation and disinformation.
Yes, it is.
The losers and suckers
And I'm
story that
proof.
he made up is a total lie on the military. It's a disgrace. But Social Security, he's destroying it because millions of people are pouring into our country, and they're
And
putting
getting-
them onto
getting
Social
money.
Security. They're putting them onto Medicare, Medicaid. They're putting them in our hospitals. They're taking the place of our citizens. What they're doing to the VA, to our veterans, is unbelievable. Our veterans are living in the street.
Yes,
and
they
these
are.
people are living in luxury hotels.
They just
Because of
built a
the
new
way
one
he's
down
doing.
in
And
Los
It's
Angeles.
really coming back.
High
I've
rise.
never seen such anger in our country before.
President Biden?
The idea that veterans are not being taken care of, I told you before. And by the way, when I said suckers and losers, he acknowledged after that he fired that general. That general got fired because he's the one that acknowledged that that's what he said. He was the one standing with Trump when he said it, number one. Number two, the idea that we're going to be in a situation where all these millions and millions, the way he talks about it, illegal aliens are coming into the country and taking away our jobs. There's a reason why we have the fastest growing economy in the world.
Why is the reason
why
we
have
need
the most
immigrants
successful
down
economy in the world.
there?
We're doing better than any other nation
Joe,
in the world. And by
why
the
do we
way,
need immigrants?
Those 15 Nobel laureates he talked about being phony. Those 15 Nobel laureates, economists, they all said that if Trump is reelected, we're likely to have a recession.
Donald Trump needs a
inflation's gonna
Nobel
increase
Peace
as well.
Prize.
And by the way,
You
worst
need
president in
Jaguars.
history, 159 presidential scholars voted him the worst president in the history of the United States.
Wrong.
President Biden, thank you so much. Let's turn to the cost of child care, which many American families struggle
That's
to
the
afford.
end of part.
President Trump, both you and
3,
President Biden
4,
have tried to address
C
this
and
issue,
5.
but the average